So this is pretty sweet news, kind of new in. So from Paris Games Week we learned a lot about the DLC for the game. We learned that EOS is going online, and that we're gonna be able to play with 4 other people in our party. Shotgun, I'm calling Ignis, by the way. I've said it. I'm happy to play with people online. People have been asking me so much since. 100%. If you want to play with me, add me up. FF1ball. Hit me up on my PSN. We will play as long as you give me Ignis. We can drive around. We can watch sunsets. We can get emotional together. We can go on picnics. We can chill with chocobos. Oh my god, these are all real things we can do. Oh, we can explore caverns. It'll be fucking dope. We can try to take on Deadeye. Right, it'll be off the hook, EOS Online. And also, we learned about the side stories. So that Prompto, Ignis and Gladiolus will have their own divergent stories that will happen alongside the main story. And this is really important that with that on top of this new news, so the guy who's responsible for all this DLC, Hariyoshi Sawatari, I probably fucked that up. That's my best bet. That's my best shot here. He is the head of the DLC, and he has cocked up in some places. Some of the rollout for the DLC has been so messy. Some of the decisions which he is largely responsible for have been horrible, train wreck decisions that have pissed a lot of people off the franchise off. But it is what it is. I'm not going to dwell on it, because as far as actually what is in the DLC, yeah, I'm fairly happy with it. I haven't got any problem with actually what's in the DLC. Just the way they've rolled it out is horrible. But Sawatari, in an interview, he got asked if we could pay for it, would we be able to play with a character like Luna or any of the other FF15 females, to which Sawatari responded that he knows that there is clearly a big demand for it and that his team are going to consider it. That means it's happening. That means 152.357%. That means it's happening, you best believe. I've spoke about this before, guys, when they've even used less suggestive wording than that. So in the past when they said, oh, we're not really thinking about it, but we won't keep it off the table. It's always happened. It happened with airships, it happened with Moogles, it happened with the co-op. It's happened in so many places, and him saying that, you best believe we're going to be controlling Luna, Gentiana, possibly even Iris. That would be dope. Here's a new character model of her. She's so adorable. I would love to play with Iris, possibly more than any of them. That's just me, man. Hashtag King Nocturus. Possibly even Cindy. Another character model of her there. It's quite new. Giggity giggity. Go. Yeah, she could be like a techie. She could have grenades. She could maybe pull out an electromag rod. Yeah, throw it in there. Aranea Highwind. I think the person Jewel Shocker said they'd like to play with Aranea. Perhaps if she is an anti-hero and anti-villain, perhaps that's even possible. So how do you feel about that, guys? How do you feel about possibly in a DLC, or most likely in a DLC, being able to play some of their FF15 females, because that's been a hugely controversial point that people have wanted to play with females. And while we're on that subject, I'm just going to say another huge controversial thing has been, why can't we play anyone more than just Noctis? Why can we only play Noctis and not any of the other guys in our party? I'm going to chip in on this because this has been long debated. At this point, why not indeed? It's become so redundant that you didn't give us more than just Noctis, because the reason for that is they said at the start we only was going to play Noctis because they wanted the story to be really focused on just him. Well, that's all well and good at the start, but now you've introduced these DLCs that are going to take us on divergent paths, that are going to focus around the other character stories. And then they've even tried to say in the past that they wouldn't have time to get the animations and whatnot ready for the other team members. And that's why they've just focused on Noctis, just to get him right. Well, that's not going to be true either, because you're going to have to, obviously if we play with just Gladiolus, Noctis, Ignis or Prompto, we're going to control just Gladiolus in his story. So we're going to have full control, full animation. Even in the main game, they all have their trees. In co-op, we're going to control them all. It's just so redundant, and I get it, it's a DLC. Perhaps you didn't have time for it to do it at the time, but now you will if you do it as a DLC. But then even is that true? Because you gave Noctis guns, and you focused on giving him gun animations and gun wielding spells and abilities. But instead of doing all that, why didn't you just give us Prompto? Or you gave him katana wielding abilities. Well, why didn't you just give us Corleones? Or you gave him the Mage Mashers for a DLC, where he wields them exactly like Ignis does with his dual daggers. Why didn't you just give us Ignis? At this point, there really is no reason as to why you didn't just introduce a quick switch functionality that allowed us to control all the members fluidly in the group. On top of the fact that news is now out that we might also control some FF15 ladies. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. I just can't see the reason for it. I'm not too bothered either at the end of the day. But let me know what you guys think. Are you hyped about it? Did you want to be able to control the other members in the group? Do you want to be able to control some FF15 ladies? How does this news make you feel inside? I know how it makes me feel inside. Oh man, the thought of being able to play a Cindy.
Until the next video, guys.